For today's video, we're going to talk about please, don't just use anyone to buy your rentals. And that goes for like property management companies, agents, mostly agents, or anyone else, right? Most people, a lot of people, buy a shitty deal for their first deal. They hate it, have a terrible experience, and never invest again because of some easily avoidable mistakes, right? So, a normal agent, no offense to them, they have no idea what a good rental is, and it's not, right? No idea at all. No idea at all. They just hear, oh, you want to buy a house, I can sell you a house, but they have no idea if it's a good rental or not, right? So, never rely on them, ever, ever. You have to know the numbers for yourself, right? Because obviously it's your money, you return for it, so you should know the numbers. And if you don't know the numbers, well, then in a lot of cases you're just better off investing with someone else, right? That can put your money into a deal, and a lot of times you'll make a way better return because many people invest in a rental because they think it's a good area or they think whatever they think, right? And they don't run their numbers correctly, right? So they end up, I don't know, with like a 10% return. Even in a good area, right? That's not a very good return because most first-time investors, they manage it themselves, right? So by the time you manage it yourself and deal with tenants and you pay someone to like place your tenant and maybe you do it yourself, but by the time you spend all that time, that 10% return you're getting isn't even worth the time you're spending on it from like a time value based of time on your end, right? Like if you have the excess income to be able to buy an investment, that means you're really good at what you do at your job, right? Or you're just good at saving, whatever it is. So wouldn't it be better to, if you're good at your job, to just, keep being good at your job and have someone trusted invest your money? And I'm not like trying to like say like, oh, just let me invest your money for you. There's like a bunch of people that do what I do, right? They raise funds, they buy stuff, and they make sweet profits. And all the people that are in these deals, right? They're limited partners, and they get updates like every quarter. Like here's how the deal is going. Here's what we did. Here's what's going good. Here's what's going bad. Here's your, return on investment. But you don't do anything, right? You just bet them at the beginning, and then that's kind of like what you deal with. But back to the agent thing, right? Many agents, think of it like agents are like family doctors, right? And there's a whole bunch of different doctors. So imagine an investment property is like, I don't know, let's just call it brain surgery. Would you go to your family doctor and be like, hey, I know you're a doctor and everything. I need brain surgery. Could you do it? Obviously, a doctor's probably going to say no, but an agent's not. But that's kind of like the example, right? You're picking the wrong jockey for your race, essentially, right? Let alone that it's like super hard to find deals on the market right now. But when it comes down to it, an agent, all they really care about, it sounds kind of mean, but like all they really care about is their commission, right? Because that's like what they live off of. That's like what their job is, to sell you a house, right? It's not their job or not their, anything to make sure you get a good deal that gets a good return that makes sense for you, that's actually good for you, right? Not to say that's anyone's job but your own, but just kind of, if you're thinking about investing or know someone that thinks about investing, just hit me up. I'll give you like 15, 30 minutes of my time for free, and we can just run through a deal. And I can just be like, hey, yeah, this is a good deal, you should buy it, or hey, no, this is not a good deal, right? That's like the least I can do to keep people from getting in terrible deals and then they end up hating investing and they never do it again, right? Because we all know stories of, yeah, like my mom's cousin's friend, they had rentals and it was terrible. Or my mom's cousin's friend that like flipped houses and it was terrible, right? Well, it was terrible because they did it wrong, right? That's just like what it comes down to. If you do anything wrong, it's terrible. So anyway, I'm like kind of ranting on this video. So pick the right jockey for your race, and if it's investing, obviously pick someone that's investing and doing it successfully, not someone that they're in the field but they have no idea about investing, right? So pick your right jockey and don't make a bad investment. Rentals are pretty sweet because even if you do make a bad investment, in the long term, a rental's probably gonna be like get you through it, right? As long as it breaks even, but that's not the point, right? The point's to make good cash flow and have a good investment, right? So that's just things. Don't forget I said that last part. Just make a good investment, that cash flow is good. And you don't have to deal with any of that. And Lucy's back there.
Say hi, Lucy.
Yep. All we got is a little turn. Have a good night.